anyways, Malaysia is located in Southeast Asia. This whole thing is Southeast Asia, and we're all the way down there. This part and that part over there. Right? Let's take a closer look. Okay, so Malaysia, as you can see, is divided into two parts. This part is called Peninsular Malaysia, and this part over here is called Borneo Malaysia. Alright? We have two of our states here in Borneo out of the 13 states we have. Right? So this state here is called Sabah. Say Sabah.
Sabah.
Right? And this part is called Sarawak. Say Sarawak. Alright. So over here we have the rest of the 11 states and one federal territory. The federal territory is called Wilayah Persekutuan. Say it. Wilayah Persekutuan. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Alright. So yeah. So let's talk about our flag. Okay, does it look almost familiar?
Yes.
Yeah. And what flag does it almost look like?
Ours.
Exactly. Right, but what's the difference?
You don't have 50 stars.
Exactly, we don't have 50 stars because we're too small to have 50 states. Yeah. Alright, so, anyways, the star and the moon over here, yes, it's a star, not a sun. Right? Yeah, the previous class was like, it's the moon and the sun. Yeah, anyways, so the moon and the star represents royalty, because it represents the royal families. As you can see, the stars here has 14 spikes. The 14 spikes represent the 13 states and the one federal territory. So it's like your 50 stars represent the 50 states. My one star has 14 spikes on it. Alright? And same goes to the 14 stripes. There are 14 stripes that which represents each state also. And as you know, every flag, the color of every flag has a different meaning to it, right? Like, do you guys know what your flag colors mean? Like red. Yes, the blood of every soldier is. What about blue?
Freedom.
Yes, freedom. White?
Patriotism.
Was it patriotism?
I think it's honesty.
Peace.
Peace. White means peace, alright? But our flag is a little bit different. The blue on our flag, it represents unity. So yeah, because we're a diverse country, we have to make sure that we have unity as we work together. And yellow, it represents the royal family again. So yeah, if you're royalty, a lot of the royal families and all, they wear yellow, especially on special occasions. So yeah, it's kind of their thing. Yeah. And then we have red. Red represents the strength, so that to defend our country, the strength to defend our country. And last one is white. White means purity. So yeah, we have to be pure in everything we do also. And the geography of Malaysia. Alright, so Malaysia, as you can see, it has its own boundaries. The red lines you see are their boundaries. This green area over here is Indonesia, and as you can see, this part of Indonesia is connected to Malaysia. It is separated by a mountain range, and below Malaysia, as you can see, is Singapore. It's really small, and above that you can see Thailand. All right, and interesting fact. In Peninsular Malaysia, we have this mountain range called the Titi Wangsa Mountain Range. Say Titi Wangsa.
Titi Wangsa.
Yeah, I know, it's really funny every time. Yeah, alright, so, anyways, the Titi Wangsa Mountain Range, it's known as the backbone of Malaysia because it's basically right in the center of Malaysia and goes all the way down. So it separates the west coast and the east coast of Malaysia. So, the west coast over here and the east coast, they have different weather conditions. Like, it does not involve snow, and we don't have any summers at all. It's always 80 degrees Fahrenheit throughout the whole year. So, you know, I'm not kidding you. Yeah, so it's really, that's the weather throughout the year. And so the west coast at a certain period of the year, they would have the northeast monsoon season. So yeah, the winds will be blowing up that way, and yeah, it'll be rainy during that period. And for the east coast, they would get the southwest monsoon, which comes down, so yeah, they get rain during those periods of the year. Right, the biodiversity. Okay, Malaysia is known to have thousands of species of plants, animals, and insects. So, like animals, do you guys know the orangutans? Yeah. Well, in Malaysia we pronounce it as orang utan because it has its own meaning. Orang means people, and utan is a shortened word from hutan. Hutan means forest. So in direct translation, it's like forest people. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, they called them the forest people, right? So yeah, and like plants. Do you guys know what the hibiscus is? Hibiscus flower? Yeah. That is the hibiscus flowers. Yeah, usually it's our national flower, and yeah, it's usually represented in red, but of course we have different colors. I mean, look at the purple, it's awesome, right? Right, and also, we have the biggest flower in the world. This is called the Rafflesia flower, alright? The Rafflesia flower can grow up to 1 meter in diameter. So yeah, it's like 3 feet, it's huge, and also the most stinkiest flower in the world. Seriously, it smells like a rotting carcass. It's that bad. And in fact, it smells that bad because it's supposed to attract insects, which somehow find that nice. Yeah, and it traps the insects and kills, and yeah, you get the whole idea of that. So yeah, a little information about how the Rafflesia got its name. Stamford Raffles, who was one of the colonizers from the Britain. Yeah, the British also ruled Malaysia at one point. So yeah, Stamford Raffles came to Malaysia, and he was with a few of his people, and he was walking and he smelled something which was terrible, horrendous. So yeah, he walked to it and he found a flower and he named it after himself. Rafflesia.
So like if you put your hand in that flower, does it like shut on your hand?
No, it does not.
Okay.
It's just opened up like that. Yeah, so the insects just fall in and they get trapped, they can't come out. It's like really sticky inside there. Yeah. I don't think you want to go near there in the first place. It's that bad. So anyways, let's talk about religion. What religions are there in your country that you know of?
Christianity.
Yeah, Christianity. Yeah. Hinduism, Jews. Right, nice. You guys will, yeah, faster. Alright, so anyways, yeah, the previous class were like, yeah, so anyways, yeah, so, alright, do you know what's the main religion in my country?
Christianity.
No,
You don't have one.
we do.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. The United States, they don't have a main religion for the country, right? Yeah, in Malaysia, the main religion is Islam. So this is a mosque. The Muslims will go to the mosque and pray. And yeah, Muslims take up the biggest population of Malaysia. And yeah, they go to the mosque most of the time of the week. And like on Fridays especially, the males would go to the mosque at a certain time because they have to do special prayers for themselves. And on a daily basis, a Muslim will have to pray at least 5 times a day. One is before the sun rises, one is after the sun rises, in the noon, before the sun sets, and after the sun sets. So yeah, that's a lot. In fact, originally, according to the Quran, God told the people that they had to pray at least 500 times a day. So Prophet Muhammad, who is one of the prophets, he went and prayed to God and said to him, please, made a compromise with him and said, why don't we pray 5 times a day instead? So that's how it happened. Yeah, they have to pray 5 times a day. Yeah, from 500 to 5. Yeah. Yeah, 500 a day is like wow. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we also have Buddhism, which is like the second biggest religion in Malaysia. The biggest race in Buddhism is the Chinese. Although Buddhism originates from India, yeah, the Chinese still take up Buddhism a lot more. And we also have Hinduism. Of course, most of the Indians are Hindus. And this is a Hindu temple. And in fact, it's located in Johor. This picture is located, the temple is located in Johor, which is south of Peninsular Malaysia. So yeah, this is one of the buildings you will see if you go there. And then of course, we have Christianity. Although that's a big minority in Malaysia, we still work together, although we are like small, big, different religion and all that, yeah. So it's awesome. Languages. Alright. Say with me. Apa kabar? Alright. That means how are you? Alright, in Malay. Malay is like the #1 language in Malaysia. It is the main language, and it is the language used in governments and in the government and all. Alright, so when you say when I say apa kabar, you reply by saying kabar baik. Kabar baik means I'm fine, thank you. So apa kabar?
Kabar baik.
Yeah. Okay, that's Malay. And then we also have Mandarin. So wo ai ni. Wo ai ni means I love you. Yeah. Right? So yeah, that's Mandarin. And then we have Tamil. Sapada. Sapada means eat. So yeah. So although in the Chinese use Mandarin as their main spoken language, they also have a lot more other languages which they speak, like Hakka, Cantonese, Hokkien. Yeah, there's a lot more others. So depending on which background you fall from, whether you're Hakka Chinese or Hokkien or Cantonese Chinese, you would learn to speak Mandarin and your own background language. So yeah. Then same goes for the Indians also. Their main spoken language is Tamil, but they also speak using Telugu, Malayali, and a lot more others. Yeah. Alright, traditional Malay instruments. Traditional Malay instruments, they focus solely on percussions. You guys know percussions? Yeah. What are they? Exactly. So yeah, we have the Malay instrument. It has at least 14 different types of drums, and they use it a lot when it comes to ceremonies and when royalty is coming into the room or some special occasion. This is called the gendang. Alright, gendang literally means drums. So yeah, of course you whack on it if you want sound. Duh. Alright, and this is called the kompang. The kompang is played similar to a tambourine, but it doesn't make that ching 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 sound. It just has that pop 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 sound. Yeah. Alright, clothing. I don't know whether the girls will be interested in this a lot. So yeah. Okay. So this is baju Melayu. Only guys wear it. It's a Malay traditional male outfit. They have a top and bottom, and they usually wear a sarong, which is like a piece of cloth, and tie it around their waist. So that, and then they also have a headpiece they put on their head, and yeah, I think it's because they want to look cool. Yeah.
Do you have one of those?
No, I don't. I did have the headpiece. I did have the others though. Yeah, but that was like when I was 10, so it won't fit me now. So yeah, this is called a baju kurung. The women wear it. I mean, of course, it's a skirt. Yeah. So the baju kurung, it has a top that goes all the way to the knees, and they have a skirt that they wear underneath. And do you know what she's wearing on her head? A what?
Turban.
Nope, not a turban. Okay, do you guys know what a hijab is? Yeah. Yeah, it's a hijab. But in Malaysia, in the Malay language, we call it a tudung, which is the same thing as a hijab. So, alright, and the last picture, that's a baju kebaya, also worn by women only. It's similar to a baju kurung, except that the top piece is buttoned down and goes all the way to the waist only. And for the Chinese traditional outfits, this is called a samfu. A samfu is a unisex clothing, so both male and female can wear it. Yeah, it's buttoned down all the way, but yeah, it has different patterns all over. So yeah, it's interesting. And then for that, of course, only girls wear that. Yeah, it's called a cheongsam. The cheongsam is very unique because it's buttoned down also, but it's buttoned down diagonally across the shoulder. So yeah, it's quite a unique piece of clothing. And it comes, both these outfits come in many different colors, but the main color that people usually wear is colored red, because there is a history behind it. Apparently, there was a village in China that was terrorized by a monster, and it ate the children up, and yeah, it used to steal stuff from their houses and all that. So this one man, he came over to the village and found out about this monster, and he found out that the monster didn't like the color red. He was afraid of it. So to make sure so the guy came back to the village and said, okay, everyone wear the color red and make sure that you